Well, that's a really smart decision, young man. First, we'll buy some BTC with that money and then convert it into REN BTC via cross-chain atomic swaps. Then we'll deposit that into a Curve LP liquidity pool to earn compounding interest and tokens. Then we'll stake those tokens via Mentor to get even more CRV and BAL tokens. And it's gone.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency still sort of in the mild green today. Bitcoin struggling to get back above that $9,600 level that we've been trying to get above since we had the dump on the 24th. But guys, before we move on, I just wanted to say a massive shout out to everyone who's been liking, subscribing, and commenting. You guys rock. And also today, I finally got my crypto blockchain influencer belt. You guys probably can't see it because of the reflective surface, but it says CryptoZombie Influencer of the Year for 2019 and 2020. So I just wanted to say thank you guys. You do rock. You are the reason that I do this every single day, and I finally have a championship belt, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's get back to basically the situation. Now, in yesterday's video, I was talking about the indicator, basically the stochastic RSI showing a bearish crossover, and the fact that last time we did this, Bitcoin fell 60%, but I also like to show both sides of the coin. Pun intended. So, in today's video, I actually wanted to go over some positives for Bitcoin. I want to talk about 12 reasons right now why you should be bullish on Bitcoin. I also want to go into the fact that, well, Bitcoin probably could go a lot lower short term, but I want to talk about a massive whale moving 101,857 Bitcoin. Where is this Bitcoin going? What is he doing? I also want to talk about the $2 billion gold scandal that's going on right now. Once again, just another reason why Bitcoin is a much better alternative. And finally, you know I couldn't end today's video without a crazy prediction. I want to talk about a $397,000 Bitcoin prediction. If that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed, definitely consider it. Without further ado, let's dive into the charts. So, having a look right here, we do notice that we still are sitting below the basis on the Bollinger Bands. That's around $9,300. Now, keep in mind, Bitcoin hasn't really coiled up like this since basically back here, right, at the third week of April, before we had this massive blast off. And just look in the past history. Every time Bitcoin gets in these really tight consolidations, boom, blast off down here. Boom, another blast off, right? Down here, another blast off, right? But it doesn't always have to go to the upside. It could also potentially go to the downside as well. Having a look right here. Now, I understand some people could say, well, you could just move the bottom of the line, right? You could bring it down here and then, oh, look, we're being supported. Okay, I could do that. But if we are going to stay with our original analysis and keep it, you know, pretty much consistent across the board, then currently we are actually sitting below our previous support, and I do want to get back above this level. That level is again around the $9,300 level, but here's something I wanted to point out. Now, I know that we had the Golden Cross, and I know that sometimes in the past the Golden Cross can have fake outs, right? But I want to show you one thing that's different this time on the charts, and that's the fact that all three of the major averages, the 50, the 100, and the 200, are all curving upwards. Now, why is this significant? Well, you could see back here, the last time we basically had, you know, these other fake outs right here, we had the 50 move above the 200 and the 100, but look, we had the 100 going sideways and we had the 50 actually moving down. Then when we had this little fake out crossover right here, we had the 100, which is the blue line, moving sideways, and we had the 200 moving down and the 50 moving down. So this was showing that they weren't in 100% agreement with each other. Whereas if we zoom in right now, there is absolutely no dispute. We have literally the 50. You can see right here, it just started to form a curve up. We have the 100 clearly moving upwards. And right here, you can see the bottom of the 200 where we curved out, right where we met the the crossover of the 50. And that is moving up as well. So we have all three of the moving averages actually moving to the upside. So this shows that the long-term averages are all moving to the upside, which shows that the price is actually increasing via these averages, right? So that is something that you do need to sort of be considerate about. Now you can see right here we have, kind of peaked up at around the $9,200 level. Actually, after I made my video yesterday, we are once again pulling back down, and we are looking to get support on top of this descending wedge. Now, I did tell you guys that descending wedges are generally bullish patterns. You can see right here, we did have our first fake out, got hit down with the major resistance, and it does look like we're testing it once again. Now, if we were to go to the bottom, we're trying to look for that support at around the $8,800 level. The reason being that is our blue box territory. You can see right here, if we do continue to follow down in this sort of parallel, can't think of the word, this parallel trend that we're moving down in, and we fall below the $8,800 level, then that does risk us falling back down to 7,400. However, if we do continue to have support at that level, well, then that would just show that Bitcoin is very bullish, and the only reason that people are getting bearish is simply because we've been going sideways. What the heck did I do? Simply because we've been going sideways for so long, right? So basically that's what I wanted to mention. But also, guys, look at this. Bitcoin is having today its third best quarterly close in its young history. So not too bad for, what Bitcoin is doing right now, despite the fact that people are bored. We were supposed to go to the moon during the halving, but let me just first off, I want to start off with this crazy Bitcoin prediction because Bitcoin predictions are always fun. Then I want to talk about the Bitcoin miner who moved over 101,000 Bitcoin. Yes, that's Bitcoin, not dollars. And then we're going to talk about the rest. But check this out. So new research suggests that the price of Bitcoin could hit, are you ready? $397,000 in the year 2030. Now that's if Bitcoin manages to penetrate 10% of its total addressable market. So according to research over at Crypto Research Report, the price of Bitcoin, they're saying, is going to surge to $19,000 this year and $341,000 by the end of 2025. And then of course, $397,727 by 2030. Now, keep in mind, they say if Bitcoin does hit this price target, that would be a 425x increase in the price of Bitcoin compared to, or basically during this decade, they say. Also, they have a prediction for ETH as well. They say that Ethereum is going to hit around $331 by the end of this year. And then they say that by 2025, it'll be trading around $3,550. And by 2030, $3,644. Now, to be completely honest with you, I could see ETH going higher than that. I know that sounds kind of crazy. But, it all depends on, everything with DeFi. And, we did see a lot of it had to do with the ICO boom, right, in 2017. But it does mean that Bitcoin would outperform ETH over the next 10 years. In the last 12 months, Bitcoin has actually outperformed Ethereum. You can see by right here, the black line is Bitcoin, but not by much. Now, keep in mind that's year to date, okay? So that is that situation. But let's talk about 12 reasons why you can be bullish on Bitcoin right now. Shout out to Raphael over at Glassnode. By the way, I love Glassnode charts. They are they just have so much data. It's crazy. But anyway, let me just go into this. So basically, I'm not going to do a countdown, but so starting off here, we spoke about this yesterday. 61% of Bitcoin supply has not moved in over a year. Basically, that is an all-time high. Also, 44% hasn't moved in 2 years and 30% in 3 years. Also, we have the average coin days destroyed, which is volume times number of days since coins were last moved per year, has been decreasing and is at its lowest levels since 2016. Once again, proving that there are more long-term hodlers. Next, we have binary coin days destroyed, which equals the number of days per year in which more coins were destroyed compared to the historic average, has never been as low as it has been this year. Also, moving on right here, we have liveliness, the ratio of coins destroyed and the sum of all coin days ever created. He says reserve risk is extremely low, showing high confidence of long-term Bitcoin investors. And then, like I said right here, we have the liveliness ratio of the coin destroyed, and some of them increase long-term hodlers, liquidate positions, and decrease as long-term investors accumulate to hodl. Then moving on to this one, we have the number of lost and hodled Bitcoins has increased by 8% since the beginning of 2019. Let's see, what else do we have here? A whole bunch, so many charts, right? I should probably just drop this thread below. But guys, point is that there are just so much fundamentals for Bitcoin, not to mention the fact that we have Grayscale buying like 3 times as many of the Bitcoin out there. But I can continue this if you guys want. Hodlers are in heavy accumulation since 2020. There's been only 16 days since the beginning of this year in which Bitcoin hodler net positive change has been negative. Yeah, what else do we have here? The median spent output lifespan has been decreasing since 2018. This shows on average the age of Bitcoin being moved on-chain is constantly decreasing in the recent years. There's only a few more here. We also have long-term hodler MVRV is looking extremely strong. We have, despite a continuous immersed growth of Bitcoin network, the amount of Bitcoin transferred on-chain has stagnated since 2016. And what's the last one we have right here? Bitcoin balance on exchanges has significantly dropped since the beginning of the year. So that wasn't the prettiest list, I know. I didn't really prepare it. But ultimately, yeah, I mean, that was a crazy list of just lots of reasons to be. But if you guys want to read more about it, or if you just want to go check out Glassnode, you can actually just go check it out. Not sponsored by them in any way, guys. They just actually do some really great data. But you know who's not excited for Bitcoin? Peter Schiff. He says, and now this is in response to a poll that Matty Greenspan did. He said, what makes a new all-time high first? And he had Bitcoin, gold, Dow Jones, and other, and 42% said Bitcoin. So Peter Schiff says this just shows how delusional Bitcoin bugs are. Given how much further Bitcoin is from its record high relative to the Dow Jones or gold, they still expect it to make a new high first. Hope is never a good investment strategy. But Peter Schiff, Chinese authorities have actually uncovered a $2 billion fraud involving gold. You can't verify gold. Well, you can verify gold, but it's difficult to verify. So basically, this scam involved King Gold, one of China's largest gold processing firms. So basically, they borrowed $2.82 billion from China Minsheng Trust, and they failed to pay it back, so they decided to pay them back with 83 tons of gold. Turns out that the gold was bogus. It was basically copper alloy that was coated in gold. So yeah, they're down about $2 billion on that. And like Jim Rickard says, he says, the problem with Wuhan is not only that they lie about the virus, they lie about gold also. Wuhan looks like the world's center of counterfeit gold bars. The solution is simple: stick with trusted dealers and keep away from China. But let's be honest, guys, this is really just another advertisement for Bitcoin. Like Robert Breedlove says, Bitcoin is more divisible, durable, portable, recognizable, and scarce than gold. Bitcoin is also cheaper to safeguard and less vulnerable to theft. I wonder which one the free market will select. So, moving on, let's talk about this big Bitcoin whale transfer. So it was first spotted by the Bitcoin block bot over on Twitter. Now, according to the block data, the whale divided Bitcoin into 2 separate wallets, sending 5,000 to the first one. Now, keep in mind, this was a total of 101,857 Bitcoin, which I guess at the time of writing this was about $936 million worth of Bitcoin, which is freaking insane. Now, it doesn't seem that it's heading to an exchange, so it doesn't look like they're going to sell. Maybe they're selling over the counter. Could be, possibly. We did talk about some bearish things yesterday, but basically, you know, it could be over the counter. It could also be an address. They could just be doing this just to split it up, but that was that story. Also, guys, big news. So there was some issues going on with these guys over here. What were they called? Wirecard UK. So basically they've opened it back up again, and yeah, so all the crypto.com cards are working, and also the 10x cards should be working as well. So that's good news. If you guys want to know more about the story, basically it had something to do with a $2.1 billion that the Wirecard filed for insolvency. Yeah, so I'm not really sure about the whole story. I don't have a crypto.com card. I can't use it because I'm in New York. They won't let me, so never really looked into it, guys. But if you have one, let me know. And now if you're in the UK, you should be able to use that again. So that is it for me today, guys. I know today's video was a little bit all over the place, a little bit jumbled, but let's be honest, guys. Bitcoin is freaking boring right now. We're just waiting for that big move. We're waiting for that breakout or breakdown, and then finally we can get the ball rolling again. But right now, it's just been some massive consolidation. Now, if we break to the downside, well, that would be another opportunity to scoop up Bitcoin low. However, if we do break to the upside, you gotta be honest, this sideways movement, as boring as it is, has provided tremendous opportunities for anyone out there who's dollar cost averaging. So thank you again for everybody that's coming back, thank you for everyone that's been coming back to the channel, supporting. Sorry, I realized I threw my belt on the floor and it kind of tumbled over, and yeah. Anyway, but thank you for that, guys. I do appreciate it. You guys rock. Follow me on Twitter if you guys want. I do have a free Telegram group as well. Get subscribed if you haven't. And that's it for today's ultimately random video where I stumbled on my words like 5 to 10 times. I don't know, guys. Crazy days ahead. Hopefully we get out of this boring consolidation pattern. Freaking love you guys. Hope that your past few weeks have been more exciting than this Bitcoin price. And that being said, that is it for me. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do this for the most part every single day. Until next time, my name is K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Stay crypto. And of course, peace out.